point is that fitness is a bit of a simulation of a lifestyle humans were built to lead. It's not that doing squats or deadlift don't build real-world strength. It's that it's kind of a shame that so many of us need to do those things, where if we just used our bodies day to day, we might not feel that need. A few years ago, a buddy of mine and I ran an outdoor class in Toronto. It was a movement skills class ran on Saturday mornings, and each week we would explore one or two movement skills, throwing and balancing one week, carrying objects and climbing skills the next, crawling and jumping, vaulting and lifting. You get the idea. We jokingly called it CrossFit for hippies. Now the goal of the class was simple: explore skills with real-world applications to be better prepared should a need for those skills arise. It was a pretty small class, but the people who came were dedicated. And I think the thing that was surprising for us all was just how good we felt afterwards. Practicing these skills and challenging ourselves, but never reaching a state of total fatigue. In short, we were moving like humans, practicing fundamental skills that have carried the human race since we stopped living in trees. Now, I'm sure our ancestors didn't practice these skills in as structured a way as we do. Their training would have been out of necessity. Running to chase down an animal or to run away from an enemy, crawling to stalk prey or to scale a particularly steep hill, lifting and carrying to help build shelter and other daily activities. And these movements were built into their daily lives. And in the modern day, we don't need to do much with our bodies to survive. Unless you work manual labor, a lot of people find themselves leading pretty sedentary lifestyles. We no longer need to build our own shelters, grow our own food, and it's very convenient, but we're more disconnected from the world around us and the people around us than ever. And this is what I mean when I say modern fitness isn't real. It's at best a way to build skill through sport and to fill the ever-widening gaps that our lifestyles are creating. It's not that doing squats or deadlifts don't build real-world strength. It's that it's kind of a shame that so many of us need to do those things to build strength, where if we just used our bodies day to day, we might not feel that need. I'm not going to stop doing those exercises, by the way, and I think being stronger than your life demands of you will lead to your daily activities being that much easier. I'm just trying to point out something that's funny with the way we think about movement. The point is that fitness is a bit of a simulation of a lifestyle humans were built to lead. And I only want to recognize that fact so that when you think about your training, you can maybe begin to contextualize the movements you perform. You might think, how does this translate into my everyday life? Now, some of the skills that you can work on are things like crawling. So you've got your bear crawls, your crab walks, anything that's contralateral, on the ground, and locomotive in nature. You've got things like jumping, practicing jumping onto an object, down off of an object, over an object, between obstacles. You've got things like lifting and carrying, which are traditional strength training exercises, push, pull, hinge, squat, and carries of various forms. You've got your get-ups, getting up and down from the ground. You've got your climbing skills, so things like pull-ups, rope climbs, monkey bars, and just climbing a tree. You've got balancing skills, so you could throw a 2x4 on the ground and walk along that, sideways, low, standing upright, bending your knees and crouching down. You can crawl along a beam, do that on a parking block. You can do it on a raised bar if you feel comfortable with it. You can do things like vaulting, which is use your hands and feet and momentum to scale an object or to get up on top of something. And you can even work sort of movement flows into your routine as well to get more variety of movement and to help increase mobility. Spending more time on the ground alone, working on different sitting positions, and doing some sort of dynamic stretching can also help increase mobility and make some of those other movement skills that much easier. You need to move like a human. And when you do it, you'll feel what I mean. It just kind of makes sense. And that doesn't make it easy. A lot of the skills require practice. But when you move better, you feel better, whether you're training or just living life. So if you enjoyed the video and you got something from it, let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to learn more about human-centered movement and movement skills in general, subscribe to the channel, because that's exactly what I built this channel around. And I'll see you next time.